Hey everybody, I'm Odie and welcome to Valheim. Today I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite quality of life mods that I've added to the game. Personally, I don't like mods right now anyways, that are going to completely change the game, make things easier, overhaul a bunch of systems, and just change what the developers were expecting for the game. So I have gone through and kind of chosen some things that are very subtle changes, that are very minor changes that have been hugely impactful for quality of life for me, and I think I'll continue to use them. So I got 5 mods to show you guys. Let's get into it here. Alright, so we're back in Valheim once more. Welcome back. And today we're taking a look at some quality of life mods. First of all, I should say all of these mods, except for one, all of these mods use the BepNEX framework to install. So if you're not familiar with that process, just follow the instructions on the mods, or you can watch my previous video about the first-person view mod for a quick demonstration of how that process works. Anyways, let's get into the mods at hand today. The very first one I have today is called the clock mod, and you're already seeing it. Up in the top left corner, you can see the time ticking away for our day there. It's currently 10:40 in the morning, and we're on an adventure. Everything in the mod is super configurable. You can change any aspect you want to of it. You can change the font if you want. By default, it's using the same font as is the rest of the game, but you can change the position of it as I did before, and I've moved it back to the center here just to show you. You can move that by going into your config files in the BepNEX config folder, then look for the clock location settings here, and I set mine to 5030 to get in the top left corner there. Hit save on that, then go back into game, press F5 and type in clock mod reset. And it'll move it over wherever you put it. So anytime you want to change anything to the mod, you can just do that right there. And it is very easy to do, and you can reset it without getting out of the game even. If the digital clock is freaking you out for a Norse mythology experience, you can always use the fuzzy time indicator here. If you go down to clock format and type in fuzzy, save that, and they'll reload the clock mod once more here with clock mod reset. And then we have an indicator early afternoon in the middle of the screen there. And we can always reset the position on that, of course, as we showed you before there. So that gives you just a better indication of where things are going. You don't need to know the exact time, but you want just kind of a general indication of what time you're in at the moment. This should be client-side only, so you can use it in multiplayer also if you want to. The second mod we're talking about today, you've already kind of seen. It is called the time mod. And what this mod does, it adds a pause button, a true pause button, to the game. If you hit the pause button by default on your keyboard, you pause time. And now we can zoom around, we can see everything, but time has paused and nothing can harm us. We can actually step away, go grab a drink, use the bathroom, anything you need to do, the game will stay. You can also, with this mod, now this might be a little overpowered in my opinion, but it's okay because it all is kind of balanced here. So if you hit the plus button, plus equals button on your keyboard, you can speed up time. Now you're not actually speeding up anything else besides time itself. So you are running faster, but you're not actually getting more time in your day. That's how I kind of justify this as balanced in my mind, because you're just saving yourself time. You're not saving your character time. You can wrap your head around that one however you want to. If you want to, you can also go the opposite direction, hit minus, and slow down time. If you want some nice slow motion experiences of firing a bow at this guy over here, for instance. You want a nice slow motion shot of hitting him from this far away. Gonna miss, gonna miss, gonna miss. Oh, we got him! So that's kind of cool. Then you get the backslash button to get back to normal time, and you're ready to go again. Just like that. So that's a kind of a cool mod. I kind of like it. Now, this one is designed for single player only. I have no idea what will happen if you try to use this in multiplayer. It probably will break something, so probably don't do it. The next quality of life mod I have, and I'm all about subtle, tiny changes that have big effects, and that is the auto split mod. This will make it so that when you go into an inventory here and you hit shift right click, it automatically takes half the stack. No longer are you clicking left click, having to choose your slider, hitting OK to make sure, hey, did you want to have a stack? Of course I wanted to have a stack. I've played Minecraft. I want to hit right click and shift at the same time, and I get split stacks. And you can split this as much as you want to. Right click, right click, right click. You can do all you want. And that is a great help. It saves me so much time. You don't know the hours I'm going to save being able to do right click to split a stack of things. It's fantastic. That time adds up. The second to last mod I have added here is called the build mod. And this is the closest to overpowered I'm going to get here today. So what this mod does, it has a few different changes. First of all, it takes your workbench and increases the range of it. So you can get a little bit more space when you're working with your workbench. You don't need to have a dozen workbenches everywhere if you want to have a nice big house. You can just use that. You can see, I don't think you can even see the line now. If you wanted to craft something here, is it going to show the line? You can see how far off the line gets now with that. I'm using that crafting table right there. And it's changed it to 150, up from 20 units. So it was quite small before. Now you have quite a large area to build. You probably only need one workbench for your entire city if you want to. I can't even find the end of it. Where did it go? I can't even see where it is. That's how large the circle has gotten. It doesn't overpowered. You can't just build anywhere, but it does have a nice wide range to use, which is nice. The second thing the Build Helper mod does is gives you the ability to get all of the crafting ingredients back when you destroy something. Now, this might be a little OP because it's not quite the developer's intention, but I think it's kind of handy. I kind of enjoy it, and I like to be able to build and make mistakes and not cost myself a bunch of resources while doing so. So we have my half-finished house here. I'm just going to take these pieces down, and I'll get a full return on those. Sometimes I've noticed when I'm crafting with these core logs here, I won't get a full amount back, so that kind of sucks, having to go get more of those every once in a while. But getting full ingredients back when you craft something and uncraft it makes a lot of sense to me. The other thing it does is when you're repairing something, unfortunately I've done such a good job building here that there's nothing to repair, but when you repair something, it repairs in a wider radius. So I repair this one thing and has a 7.5 radius around it that repairs everything. Of course, you know, it makes sense that when you repair one thing, you'd be repairing everything, so that kind of just makes sense as a quality of life improvement. The next thing this has improved is change the spacing between the workbench and upgrades. So right here we have one of our upgrades I had to put outside the building here because that's the only spot I could fit it close enough to the workbench. However, if I want to build that now, I can move it further away and it still will get the benefits of the workbench. So I can move it a little further away like that. Before it had to be like basically like right here to work. Now you can have it a little further away. It's a subtle change, but it's something that really will help me be more free in my building ideas. The next thing that the Build Helper mod changes, which again is the closest to OP I'm going to get here, is that it removes the stamina cost for using the hoe and using the building menu. So now I can level the ground to my heart's content, and it's not going to cost me a bunch of stamina. It makes sense with the context. It just makes everything take longer, having to wait around for the stamina to replenish for using the hoe. And now building cost is down for that. Using the cultivator is free, using the hoe is free, and using the building hammer is free now. No stamina cost on those. It's a small tweak, but I appreciate it for sure. Not going to change the core game for me, but it will make my life much easier. The final change for the Build Helper mod is that it changes the distance you can build at. The build distance is already pretty decent, but now you can actually get a little bit higher even. So before I was having to get a ladder to build up there, and now I can actually reach to the top of my building here. It's a little weak there, might need some supports right now. But that's kind of great, being able to build this far away. The distance changes about double what it was. So I think before you had to stand here, you know, to be here, you can craft up to there. Now you can stand back over here maybe. It's out of range now. So it's not overpowered by any means. You still need to be close. You still might need to build ladders and that kind of thing to get up higher, build the staircases to get up higher. But in general, it will make crafting and building a little bit quicker. And that's it. Nothing overpowered, nothing too much. A little bit of tweaks that could be considered a little bit of, you know, a little deviation from the intention of the game. But I think the quality of life balances out the immersion on that one. The final mod we're looking at today, you've been watching the entire time. The final mod is called Subtle Vibrance. It is a reshade mod for Valheim that changes a little saturation, a little vibrance for the world. Makes things look a little brighter, a little cheerier, a little less gray. Right now we have it on. I'm going to turn it off right now. Try to avert your eyes. Okay, there it's off. That's it. It makes the world just a little bit brighter. Tweaks those sunsets just a little bit more. Makes everything just kind of a little pop, just a little bit. It's not going to be for everybody. And also it is entirely configurable. So you could set up your own shaders however you want to set these settings to be. It takes a little tweaking. I just used the default from OakJ, who uploaded the mod onto Nexus Mods. Seems like pretty good settings. I didn't want to mess with it too much, but it looks pretty good, I think. I might keep using it. Anyways, that's going to do it for this look at some quality of life, some subtle changes, nothing overpowered mods. Hope you enjoyed this look. If you did, be sure to join me back for more when I do some streams on Fridays and Saturday nights. I'll be playing some Valheim, progressing through the game. I'm, well, mid-game right now. I hope you can join me as I continue my adventures through Valheim. See you then.
Even though we've got like 0% done, I mean, Is this one of those?
0% done.
Is this?
Hold on. Come over here and say it to my
I mean,
face.
we really
Come
kind
over
of.
here. Wait. Come here. How much done? How much done?
Kind of almost 0.
Is 0% house behind me?
Almost.
Almost 0%. Oh, thanks a lot.
Point it.